So there's a lot of people that are riding the Lamar Jackson train. A lot of people.
Choo-choo.
Get me the hell off that train. I don't want to be on it. Talked about it last week where, I think Lamar Jackson has a lot of talent, but you're talking about a first-round quarterback, not a chance. Not for me. Not for me.
Mm-hmm.
Not my type of quarterback. Not what I'm looking for, right? If I'm looking to draft a guy in the third round, Lamar Jackson, that's one you throw at the wall, right? I'll throw a third-round pick on Lamar Jackson. That's fine. There's enough there to tell me that that's worth it.
He's going to the Jets.
Why? Why? No, they're not going Lamar Jackson at 3.
Is he ready right now?
No.
No, he's not. Jets traded up for a quarterback.
Yeah.
They currently have a former Louisville Cardinal on a 1-year deal.
Yep.
Will he be ready next year? Lamar Jackson.
I guess.
What better guy to learn from? Now, I don't like Bridgewater as a mentor because he's not at that point in his career yet.
No.
But
this is a guy who 3 years
connections
ago
are huge.
This is a guy 3 years ago we were criticizing for putting importing plays into a custom playbook so we could learn his playbook on Madden.
3 weeks ago, we said this. Just to bring it up because it was funny. No, now listen, I'm not let me take a page out of your book then, out of your Madden book. I'm not championing the Jets doing that. I'm saying there's a connection there.
Sure.
If you're going to draft a guy and sit him, you have to sit him behind a guy that has a comparable skill set.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Jackson, the most athletic quarterback in this class.
Yeah, no doubt.
I've never said, and I never will say that he has to switch to wide receiver. I think that's silly. But there's things he has to clean up. Third round, I like. I like third round for him. That works. Is he a first round player? And now everyone always likes to bring up Deshaun Watson. Okay. What do you compare about Deshaun Watson to him?
Don't get me wrong.
They both played in the ACC? That's where it ends to me.
Well, don't get me wrong. I like Deshaun Watson a lot, but if you go back and watch Deshaun Watson's NFL games, he is not feeling that pocket real well. He's making it up, right? And he's doing a great job, right, of figuring it out at such an early stage in his career. But I mean, he did not understand everything that was being thrown at him.
No, and there's not a huge book. These guys that come in and light the league on fire, D coordinators are not stupid. They'll get your tendencies quick. If he didn't get hurt, we may have seen a gradual decline in him throughout the year. That may have happened. We don't know. But we didn't get to see that. We just saw him light it up for 19 touchdowns in 3 games. There's a video game out there, but that's the thing. So I just dismissed the whole Deshaun Watson comparison because I just think it's stupid. Very rarely will you hear me say that, but that's just people that don't study the game and just look at.
Two very different athletes.
Exactly.
Two very different players. Yeah.
2 amazing athletes with 2 very different athletes. And like I said, I couldn't remember the percentage. I'll try to correct myself later, but you have to say, Lamar Jackson's a running quarterback. Not really. I guess it was right around 26-27% of his plays were design runs. The rest of it were scrambles.
That's crazy.
Something like like I said, if that's the case, that's very interesting. But he's a guy that could develop. I think a lot of people look at the measurables with him. He looks kind of skinny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't see Carson Wentz jumping in a WWE ring anytime soon. But he's, you know what I mean? It's one of those things, and he's very polarizing here. He's very polarizing here in Buffalo. A lot of people like him.
He's exciting.
Yes.
He's very, very exciting. And what's the one downfall to being exciting? You see potential. It's that awful, awful, awful word.
However, 3 years into it, Tyrod still had potential.
Right.
And I think what Buffalo needs now, not necessarily wants, but needs, is consistency.
I know that there's some guys out there who've put out scouting reports that really love Lamar Jackson, saying he's throwing to subpar he's throwing to subpar receivers. The passes under pressure looked good. The truth is that's a lot of yards from scrimmage on his legs for me to believe that he can feel a pocket right. So that's just a lot to me. Graham Barfield put out a tweet, and I retweeted it a few days ago. 2017 QB class, college career yards per attempt versus teams with winning records. Right?
Okay.
It's a good stat. Okay?
That's digging
Baker
deep,
Mayfield,
though.
number 1, 10.18 yards
Per attempt?
per attempt. 10.18 against teams with winning records. Sam Darnold, 8.7, so huge drop-off. Lamar Jackson, 7.65. Rosen, 7.62. Josh Allen, 6.89. So the guy with the biggest arm is dead last out of those 5 QBs. What does that tell you? Right? And it's kind of like if you look at Alex Rodriguez's home run numbers, he did like 75% of his damage against teams with, lower than winning records, like sub 500 records.
The New England Patriots record against the AFC East over the last 19 years.
Yeah.
They're 5-1 against the East.
Always. They're in the bank for 4
Which
wins
means
in the division.
you have to
In
go
the bank.
500 against the rest of the league to make the playoffs.
Sure do.
Okay.
Sure do.
And they win 12
But
in the division. And I hate you.
Lamar Jackson to Teddy Bridgewater, coming out of college, I suppose I could understand that comparison. I suppose. I mean, there's a lot of things that bring those two together, but there's just not enough of Lamar Jackson, the passer, for me to say that he's a first-round pick. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But you know who makes a lot of sense for Lamar Jackson? Arizona. Because you have a defensive head coach, right? Mm-hmm. And what's the best thing for a defense? A running game. And what does Lamar Jackson do? Does a pretty good job of keeping the ball on the ground.
Yes.
That's what he excels at. So I have to look at this and say, does Lamar Jackson make a lot of sense? I think Lamar Jackson has an opportunity to be starting quarterback in the NFL. Do I think he's a first-round pick? No.
Yep.
No, I do not believe he's a first-round pick. I need to see a guy thoroughly, and I mean thoroughly impressive to be a first-round pick, and I just simply don't see enough. Is he exciting? Yes, but exciting is not the same thing as,
selling tickets and winning games are two different things.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Don't yell at me.
What?
Don't yell at me.
I'll say whatever I want to.
I will massacre you. All right.
Pardon?